السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وأرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. We will continue studying section Qamar, Surah Qamar in the Qur'an. And we know that this section is full of warnings. And we mentioned a lot about it. Why is it important, etc. It is the 5th year of the mission, and the unbelievers are becoming more and more severe against the spread of the mission, spread of the message by the prophet. And it is time now for the rejectors to be warned not by war or killing them, etc., by God's warnings. It means God can do everything. God will punish you in the next creation, and definitely there will be a next creation. And mostly this section of the Quran or early revelations of the Quran emphasizes on the worldly punishment of God. But this is only for unbelievers, especially rejectors. Those indifferent unbelievers are not included here. For those who resist against the message and don't want to for the message to be spread. We understand that there is a difference between warning and also encouragement. Now, we mentioned a lot, but it is very important because the Quran is known as the source or the scripture with presentation of God who is angry God. That is why they say God is angry. God is angry for the rejectors. But at the same time, God is very loving for the believers. When the Quran mentions about the reward of the believers, it keeps beyond what the people or the believers do in this world and tells them their reward will be multiplied many, many, many times. It means infinite times with paradise. And the description of the paradise are so depictive, so beautiful, attractive. We have to understand that if a person is guilty of doing some sort of crime, and on the other hand, there is a person who has not done this kind of things, and the person in the decision-making position, he speaks to the believer or to the one who is not guilty of any crime. And he says, I will give you these and these and these palaces, etc. You will be very comfortable. You will have no problem for never-ending life. What, in fact, causes in the heart and mind of the person who is the criminal, oh man, I have lost all of it. Don't you think the pain of thinking, losing this reward, gracious reward, enormous reward by the Creator who is promising it, is a source of also punishment, what you are losing, what you are missing? Oh, then it's a trouble, it's a tremendous miss for you. You are going to lose all these opportunities. That is why we have to keep the balance between mentioning the reward and mentioning the punishment. Equally, this is right. When the punishment for the rejectors are mentioned, the ones who accept the truth, confirm the truth, never stand against the truth. What they see, oh, I am relieved from it. And that gives them this relief in his feelings, gives them another extra reward, pleasure for them, because as a result of this reveal, they get pleasure. They get the sweet of this releasing themselves from these severe punishments. So both sides work for both sides. So when the punishment is mentioned for the rejectors, the believers' pleasure, happiness, joy increases. When the reward, endless reward for the believers, rejectors' punishment and pain increases. I am going to be punished in this way, plus I'm going to lose all these opportunities. This is a really, if you like, double effect of the both sides for each other by mentioning both sides, rewards and punishment. Now, let's come to our word now. We studied, excuse me. Oh, what's that? Okay. We studied the first word. اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. The hour has come near and the moon has split. We mentioned what the moon represents here and also what the splitting of the moon means. We will see in the following slides, follow the slide, one slide. In shaqqa is used in other verses as well. And here, particularly mentioned about Qamar, and there is a narration in Islamic tradition that the Prophet demonstrated, or God created at the hand of the Prophet with the gesture of his finger, Qamar split. And this is a matter of dispute, but we know that splitting Qamar, the moon, and the splitting of the other, we will see other celestial bodies are mentioned in the Qur'an. So it is a sign for the destruction of this existing universe. It means the universe cannot sustain itself, cannot protect its existence. However, it is created, it exists, and the one who created them, if the one who created them wills to destroy them, he can. It is his property. It is, all the universe is under his surveillance, his control. It is what he created himself. It is his own property. He can do anything he wants. But the point is not that God can do anything he wants. Point is for us to teach that the universe cannot sustain its own existence. What does it mean? You people cannot strain or reserve or protect your own existence. You can't do it either. Even the heavens cannot do it, let alone you, made up of flesh and bone. Heavens is huge, huge, strong stars and galaxies cannot. The moon is up there. You see the moon at night up there, and you know that it is just a kind of matter, big, huge matter. You can say stone. Even it cannot protect its existence, you cannot either. So the following verse, preparing the minds of the people to the following subjects, if they see a sign, they turn away and say, another delusion. Now, the sign is in the Qur'an used for three major meanings, depending on the context. Here may be more related to the verses of the Quran. This is one. Another is anything created in the world is a sign to its creator, pointing out which kind of creator he is for us. Another meaning is any miraculous creation, acts of creation, demonstrated at the demand of the prophets, but created by God, is also a sign. But we understand that the creation of anything is miraculous. So the specific actions, situations are created for the prophets are also mentioned in the Quran as signs. So whatever they see, those rejectors, whether they hear the verses of the Quran, whether they hear or see the miracles took place at the hand of the prophet or at the demand of the prophet from God, and also whether they see anything in the creation as pointing to its creator, especially introducing its creator with his qualities, they say it is another delusion. For example, even nowadays, they doesn't mean that only the rejectors during the life of the prophet. No, now as well. Let's say, if you say, look at the moon, yeah, it is a sign to its creator. What the materialist scientists say, it is another delusion. What do you mean by its creator? It is just there. So they deny the moon to be a sign to the creator. So they use the same language. They just ridicule the one who says this. They say, it is just a religious phenomenon, isn't it? Your story, your narration. It means your story, your made up epic or something, I don't know. Made up stories. Why? It is just a stone. What do you mean by as a sign pointing to something else? Just a stone. Of course, because of their stand, they reduce every quality manifested in the creation to the matter itself, material side of the any object. Whatever you talk about a piece of stone, maybe an atom or a star, they say there's just a material thing there. Or the order, natural order happened to be like this by itself. That's what they claim. It is another way of saying sihrun mustamir in the words of the Quran, another delusion. So they turn away from it. They don't take notice of it. If they don't read the signs manifested in the creation, in the world, how would they believe that they have a creator, the universe has a creator, the human beings has a creator, and we have to take notice of the fact that we have a purpose because our existence depends on a conscious choice, conscious will of a conscious being. So it is they think that it's a big responsibility. They run away from it, this idea, and reject it, but they found themselves, as a result of their rejection, meaningless existence, purposeless existence exists now, and a few time, a small amount of time, or a short amount of time, they will die and disappear. The meaningless, purposeless life. This is the, if you like, invoice they have to pay for themselves because they denied the sign. Of course, we have to understand this is a reading or taking notice of the signs in creation is very important. At first stage, we have to know that we have to realize that the universe is a sign to its creator. Why? Otherwise, I cannot explain the universe. That is one. Another result of this attitude, when I cannot explain the universe in its existence, but reducing the qualities manifested in the universe to unconscious with no quality at all, matter. And in this case, is there any way for me to understand, for a human being to understand that this universe must have a conscious creator? No way, because I reduce the things to themselves as they exist by themselves. Can I prove it? Impossible. But logically, it is possible to come to a conclusion that this universe is a work, is an act. Look, it is functioning, it is continuously changing, it is continuously renewing itself. And conscious matter cannot be responsible for this result. It's not human logic. So as a result, we can say this must have a creator. They say, prove it. Prove what? We have to be careful about this kind of language. They use it. Can you prove God? What is God? The creator, the maker. You say that God created this universe. No, excuse me. I don't say God created the universe. Really? Don't you believe in God? Be careful with the language. I don't say God created the universe. I say universe needs to be created by a conscious being. That is the only way for human reasoning, human intellect, to explain the existence of the universe. Now I use this expression, God created the universe. No. Qur'an says, because it is the speech of God, it says, I created the universe. Yeah, it is his right to say. But for me to confirm it, the universe needs to be given existence. So I say, when I look at the universe, and as I look at anything around me, even now, this is why my famous glasses are here. When I look at the glass, can I say that the glass is the work of a conscious being? Yeah. Prove it. Well, it is made China. So I have to go to China and find out the man. And even if I found a man who designed this glass, I said, this man has designed the glass. They say, yeah, I did it. Is it a proof? No, because you say he's a liar. You can easily say he's a liar. Why? I don't see that he is making this glass. So we have to reason and be careful with our language when we are introducing the concept of God to ourselves, to our own human heart and mind, and also to others. We have to be very watchful for our language. Now, if somebody doesn't accept that this glasses are made by a conscious being, do you think you can prove that it is made by a conscious being? Yes. Even if I show the man, it doesn't help. Even the man says, I did it. No. It doesn't help because I am looking at the glass only. Glass is a sign to its designer. Glass is a sign to its designer. If a person say glass happened to be by itself, the molecules of the glass or the atomic particles of the glass made it eventually after 1 billions of earthquakes and other natural disasters here and there, waiting for the seasons to change so that it will get another shape by itself and become a glass. Who believes in it? Now, this is a delusion. Not looking at the glass and saying that it is a sign to its maker, that the maker has this and this and these qualities. Look at it. He knows that these are to be worn by a person, human being, and the human being needs to correct the defect in his eye. Accordingly, he designed it. I cannot use any glasses. Only this kind of glasses I can use. Only this kind of quality of the glasses here I can use because it is purposefully made for me, because not necessarily for me, anyone who has the same defect in their eyes. So this person knows that some people have this defect in their eyes. It needs this kind of glass. Some people have in other kinds of defects. The conscious man knows what he's doing, designs it, and he knows that I cannot keep the glass on my eye unless they have the hands here so that I will put on my head and comfortably use it. And he knows it needs a frame so that the glasses will be staying here so that I can use it. And it must have some sort of aesthetics, beauty, so that it won't look ugly because human beings don't like it. He knows human qualities a lot. So in the qualities of the material he uses, he knows it. Whom am I talking about? Ghaib in the language of the Qur'an. It is beautiful. I don't know. I haven't been to China. I cannot go and see the man, and I cannot prove, even if I see that he has this ability. The ability doesn't appear on his face, on his being. I see a man, I don't know. That is why if someone asks, or if our own ego, ready to reject, so it is qualified for this purpose, to act as an alternative idea so that we will make decision between right or wrong. It says, prove me God. Don't be ridiculous. I am saying God is the one. This class is pointing to its existence, necessary existence. This is a logical conclusion, but you reject it. You say matter is making it. Okay, demonstrate me logically or demonstrate on the matter, because you are saying this matter is making it. Show any quality in it. But what I am saying, a conscious being, be careful with the language, a conscious being must have done this work. A conscious being. That is why belief in God is belief in ghaib. It means definitely the universe is a sign pointing to its necessary existence, that the universe must have a conscious creator. Now, that is perfectly acceptable for my intellect, for the human reasoning, and that makes sense. How about the one who says matter is making it? Show any quality in it, because matter is in front of me. Show it. He's saying accidentally it is happening. Accidentally, order is coming into existence, such a perfect level. Everything, every single being is harmoniously working with each other, fitting each other, supporting each other, continuously changing, but never the order never changes. Excuse me, yeah. Let's continue. Now, I promise you that there will be other verses in the Quran mentioning about the same word, split. Now, وَإِذَا انشَقَّتِ السَّمَاءُ فَكَانَتْ وَرْدَةً كَالدِّهَانِ. This is in the Rahman chapter, Rahman 55th chapter, a section of the Quran. And when the heaven is split and becomes red like burning oil, this is very normal that the Quran says everything, not only moon. Moon is what we observe here in the closest celestial object to us, the moon. And also it is located in such a perfect way that we can count our days and months and years with its activities. Maybe not years, but days and months in that perfectly arranged manner. How perfect in its existence. We may say, some people say, moon has an effect on human psychology, relationship with it. Yeah, I mean, in some cases, it is not my specialty, but yeah, the people relate to, especially the women's body adjusts itself monthly as the moon shows us. It means there is a relationship in the arrangement between the moon being there and us human beings. Here, this verse says the heaven is split as well, is subject to splitting, or being split, because it cannot really protect itself. In other verses, it is sama'un shaqqat, again, when the sky is split. Yeah, there are other verses. It means the splitting, the word splitting is not necessarily used in the Quran to the moon only. There are other usage as well in the Quran, but using it in a general sense, if you like. So we shouldn't insist that only moon is going to be split and it is going to be a miracle. Yeah, it may be a miracle at the hand of the prophet, but at the same time, the usage of the splitting the heavens and splitting the moon is not necessarily related to a miracle, not only. It may be some on one occasion, but it may not be. That's what we have to be careful about. Okay, let's come to these verses now. They reject the truth and follow their own desires and their own prejudices, but every matter is already settled. Mustaqar, every matter is already settled. It means whatever they do, whatever they deny, and whatever they find a way of explaining how the things are happening, doesn't matter. We have decided what to do. We have decided which kind of creation we are going to present to you. We have decided which kind of qualities we will give to human beings so that they will be able to understand the purpose of their existence and understand who they are and appreciate with the qualities God gave human beings, who their creator is. This is just already settled, decided matter by us. It means by the creator. So we, excuse me. Excuse me, what happened? I did something strange. Yep. Yeah. So excuse me. They reject the truth and follow their own desires, prejudices, but every matter is already settled. The following verse, it means God decided, arranged everything in the perfect way. Now it is up to you. I gave you the freedom. You can choose to deny or to reject. I gave you the freedom. Now you will choose, and I will create the result accordingly. That is my order. The verse 4, while the news had come to them in which there is sufficient warning. Now, the prophet started spreading the message, and those people who reject it don't want to acknowledge it. Okay. But as far as God says, I know you, as far as I know what I have created, and also as far as I know that you need these signs or explanations presented to you through my messengers, and I gave you the warning. Yep. Sufficient warning, or how do you say the other word is mustajer? Forces you, the warning, it has the quality to force you, not physically, to force you to accept what it says. It means as if the obvious truth is there, you have no reasonably acceptable reason to reject it. This is what sufficient warning. And also it refers to physical events, the Quran is going to mention now, physical events mentioned in the Quran, what happened to the previous nations. They rejected the message and the messenger. What happened to them? I will give you the news about them, and you will think about it. Look, if the creator of the universe can do it or not, can you prevent the owner of this universe from doing this? I will give you the news to you. And also, I am going to tell you what the news is, what happened to them, how they destroyed, because they rejected the messengers, therefore the message, God's message. So what they did, they destroyed themselves. We will study this. Now the point is explained in why is it happening in this way? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, explained in the following verse 5. This Qur'an is profound in wisdom, but warnings are of no benefit to the one who decides not to believe them. No. This is an explanatory way of translating the verse. Hikmatun baligha. It is translated as the Quran is profound in wisdom, because this hikmatun baligha refers to the revelation. This is a revelation revealed to you, full of wisdom, but profound in wisdom is translated in this way. And baligha hits the target. What human beings need is exactly presented to you in this message of the Quran. Hikmatun baligha. It is difficult to translate it in one or two words into English or into another language. Actually, there are other languages who the Muslims use. They don't translate it. They say hikmet baligha. That's it. That's what they use it, because in the context they understand it. It is the wisdom which hits the target, reaches its end. It is aim. It means exactly what human beings needs, because the purpose of the message of the Quran is to educate human beings in order to understand who they are in this world and which kind of options they are given and which kind of options they should take in order to be convinced within their own existence. So it is purposefully, perfectly designed, actually. So although we sent this message to you to remind you what the reality of the existence is, what the reality of human beings here, and what the purpose of the creation of human beings, it is perfectly, clearly explained to you, but for the unbelievers, they decide not to believe. They decide not to accept that they have a creator. Therefore, they have to take notice of the purpose of their creation intended by the creator, because human beings are really endowed with, qualified with innumerable human feelings, capacities. So if they don't use this capacity, what the arrangement of the human creation is all about? If I work perfectly, everything goes smoothly, and I will be enjoying my life. If I don't use them for the purpose they are created, it means if I don't use my human feelings in the way that they are created, they cause pain in me. Not that they are just discarded there. No, they cause pain in me because human nature is so interesting. I mean, so perfect, actually. If I use them properly, it becomes the human nature, human feelings become a means of joy. If I don't use them, they become a means of torture. No impartiality in the world. This is interesting. You cannot, or you and we cannot say that, I don't know what's happening in this world. But some people say it is created by God. Some people say, no, it is happening by itself, developing by itself, improving its existence in the course of time. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. This seems to be, which is called agnosticism, I think, nowadays. I cannot confirm it, but at the same time, I cannot deny it either. But is it a way of release for human being? For a human being? Let's ask to ourselves. Let's assume that we are the one who is saying this, claiming this. But be honest. No, don't say that I believe in God. No. Just for a temporary base, in order to make the comparison, whether it is acceptable, it makes sense for us or not. Yeah, this is a lot. Don't worry about it. We don't become unbelievers if I say, okay, I don't know who I am. Yeah. Some people say I am made up of matter. Some people say, no, a conscious being made me. I don't know, a conscious being, I haven't seen him. Again, the mistake is there because they don't know that belief can only be in God. And this is a rational conclusion. And necessity, it is necessarily to be concluded. Otherwise, human beings cannot be satisfied. That is rational conclusion. How about those people who don't believe? Is it a rational conclusion? No, they say science will prove it. Prove what? Prove whatever you say, how the universe came into existence. We don't know. There might be an atom exploded, something like that. How this explosion happened? Where did this atom obtain all these qualities so that at the end this wonderful universe came out? For what? From where? It's a conscious action, deliberately designed. Even if I have a simple thing in front of me, I don't know, I have a glass. So this one, it is obvious that a conscious being has made it. A conscious being, I don't know who did it, doesn't matter who made it, I don't care. But a conscious being must have made it. That's so simple, because accident cannot decide this handle and the design of it, the design, the beauty on it, in order to make it attractive so that I will enjoy it. The matter doesn't know me. If I put it somewhere here, that's it. It stays there. Billions of years just stays there. Unless a wind comes and pushes it a little bit away. That's it. That's how the universe is. How it will be really arranging itself in a perfect way that a human being will enjoy using it. Definitely, it is obvious that the universe is made by a creator, and this creator is verbally also warning human beings, not only necessarily through human feelings, but verbally also warning human beings. But if someone decides, no, I am not going to believe, he cannot think in this way because he blocked. They say, yeah, I don't see anyone who is making it. It happens to be like this. It seems to be, but how it seems to be? Can you prove that matter has these qualities? We don't know. The scientists are working on it. Well, the matter is a matter. Whatever you do is a matter. It doesn't have any consciousness. Whatever they say. Now come to our point that I say, I don't know who I am, whether I am made by a conscious being or I am not. Okay, I take care of what? My life in this world. Look, this attitude reduces you to this world, although it is a little bit better than denying and rejecting the truth, but at the same time, being impartiality doesn't give you happiness, doesn't give you pleasure of being existed, created by a one who is consciously designed and decorated your existence, your qualities, human qualities, in order to get to know him. All this human intelligence, consciousness, all of them are given to us in order to appreciate the purposeful acts of the creator so that you can identify yourself with him. So in this world, I am changing, continuously getting older and older and older again, because I am created in this way. Just gradually, smoothly, I am being reminded that this creation is transient, and the purpose of your existence cannot be limited to this kind of existence, because your body is getting older and older, and your senses remain as young as they are. So you desire to keep all the qualities given to you as perfect as they can be. This desire is with me again. This desire is given to me by my creator. Lots of things are going on in the chat box. Let's see. Let's see. From the very beginning, Akabe says, what they current scientific way of language say is delusion in fact. Now you are just, theology is just made up story. This is delusion. Yeah. It means they are saying that you are just telling about something doesn't make sense at all, maybe your imaginations. Yeah, it means this. So that the agnosticism is in itself a testimony to a necessary existent one. To hold two positions, things are self-existent or are the product of a conscious one. To hold two positions at the same time, I understand from what Suhail writes, are mutually exclusive. If a conscious one is possible, then it must be absolutely possible. Otherwise, the very possibility of an absolute one wouldn't be existent within our consciousness. Yeah, we cannot really comprehend this absolute being who is a conscious being. In my opinion, it is a position to run away from our human reality and not submit, or as the verse says, to follow their own desires. Now, yeah, that I agree. It's a good description. Thank you, Suhail. But it doesn't give me a purpose in my existence. It reduces my life. That's what I really understand in a core way that just in the center of this tendency, which is becoming wider globally in the world, because people think that they release themselves from responsibility because they think that the religion has lots of responsibility, burden on us. That's a misconception or misrepresentation of the religion by the ignorant people who follow a religion or identify themselves with their religions, with a certain religion. Otherwise, religion is the revelation of God as it is presented under the umbrella word of religion. It gives me the relaxed existence, secure existence. I am comfortable with for my future. So religion is a source of joy to me, but people may not appreciate it for different reasons. And again, Suhail continues, the matter has already been settled within our human faculties. The truth is obvious, and within our transient existence is our sufficient warning. Yeah, in our existence, yeah, transient existence, we understand that we are given existence. It doesn't really depend on me at all. Somebody is operating on me. My creator, whoever created me, is operating on me. And this is a sufficient warning because I cannot sustain myself. I cannot have anything which I experience within myself by myself. They are all given to me, and I have to use them carefully for the purpose they are designed for. All the human feelings actually are given to us in order to read the signs in the creation. So get to know it is creator, all the qualities manifested in the creation are the manifestations of their of the qualities of their creator. So we have to understand who our creator is, who this conscious being. We conclude that logically there must be a conscious being who organized this world. Who can be? He is the one who created this universe with these qualities. The qualities of the universe, endless. Of course, people may not refer, may not refer these qualities to the creator, but they may just take it for granted that the universe is like this. What they do, they study the universe in from many perspectives. They all these disciplines, studies in the universe are related to studying the qualities manifested in the universe. It means, in fact, they may be conscious, they may not be conscious of it. They are reading and deciphering the signs of the creator, the signs of the qualities of the creator. In the language of the Qur'an, names of the creator. Qur'an says God's names. It means God's qualities. I see the work and I see the quality manifested in the work. Which kind of quality, whatever they are the qualities manifested by its artist. That is so obvious to human mind. Thank you for this beautiful comment. Let's go further. Oh, why? Okay. This is a very interesting subject. It is not in the same section of the Quran, but is in Yunus chapter Yunus, 10th sections of the Quran. It says, look at all the things in the heavens and in the earth. Look at them. All the proofs, yep, and all the warnings. Proofs is the translation of ayat, again, the same word. All the signs and all the warnings, nuzur, yeah, can never help people who decided to disbelieve. Now, it is a very important message we learn, teaching us how to think about this world. Actually, when we look at anything in the world, not because we read something, we see something on it, so that it has an effect on me. This verse, particularly, I have quoted here, put it here in this section, although it is not a part of the section. We are studying section Qamar, the moon, because it is so important. These signs, these warnings can never help people who decided, already made their mind up about what? To reject the message, reject the meaning, what they see in the creation, to disbelieve. It means when وَمَا تُغْنِ الْآيَاتُ وَالنُّذُرُ عَنْ قَوْمٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, already decided that they are not going to believe. Continuously, this word also, yu'minun, means the language says, they decided they will never, ever believe. Not only they won't believe at once, no, they will never, ever believe. Continuously disbelieve. It means we have to be very careful for ourselves. This is an interesting point that we have to pay attention to, and we need to learn, we need to be aware of it. Everything depends on our intention to see and interpret and accordingly attribute it to myself. Now, if I don't want to acknowledge, for example, superiority of a person in a subject that I want to be superior there, it's a competitive matter. If there is a sign that this man is more advanced than I am in the field, but I am competing now, I am just debating with it. It means not you, but me is better in this subject. What I do, I look at his work in order to reject that he is the superior, he is in the superior position, he or she is in the superior position. I decide not to accept it, look for an excuse to reject it. That is why the people who look at the universe and say, it may happen, it might have happened by itself, it is happening by itself, it may be eternal by itself. The order of the universe became by itself accidentally as it is now, working perfectly, but it happened like this. It must happen in this way. All these possibilities are used in order to justify their prejudices, their decisions that they decided not to accept the Creator. Otherwise, not because They looked at the universe and they said, no, look at this. It is happening by itself. The matter is producing it, don't you see? It has the quality of this. For example, if we say, I am seeing a man, that's an example, of course. I am seeing a man making it here, look something, making something. Look, he is making it. I conclude that this man must have the quality. He's choosing it. When we look at the matter, matter has no choice, no quality to choose. It is just subject to the order. It cannot do anything against the order, already given order, the order of the universe, of course, already within the order. Whatever, however they are created, they are there. They cannot choose not to be here or there and choose a place by themselves. Have you ever seen any atom which is acting at its own will? No. Everybody knows that it is acting within the order of the universe. Nothing is accidentally happening. Everything is subject to the order and acting within the order. How can you say that it happened by itself? But not because they are given any evidence. They decided to block themselves to the possibility that there may be a creator. That is what their decision. Accordingly, they interpret the universe. How about the believers? Now, believers ideally are expected, although nowadays those people like we usually, we may not have chosen consciously what we believe, but at least we need to be aware that about our reality. We need to be aware that I must be open to the possibility whether I can explain the existence of anything within its own nature itself. Let me see. Or if not, I have to go and accept that it must have a creator, conscious being who created it within the order of the universe, and with it is whatever the qualities it has, all given to it by its creator, because it cannot be the source of its own qualities. Again, this belief is definitely comes from the pre-made decision, but belief cannot be coming from pre-made decision. Belief, whether we are aware of it or not, belief must come from an open-mindedness. But this belief is completely closed-mindedness. That's what the Qur'an says. That's what we see here. But if someone says that I look at the believers, Muslims, Christians, whatever, Buddhists or Hindus, Jews, they already decided to believe. It is not a belief. If you already decide that this universe has a creator, or God created the universe, this is not a belief. It is just information inherited from the previous family culture or your ancestors or your society. This is not a belief. I'm not saying those people who claim that they believe in God because we are Muslims, I belong to a Muslim family. This is the practical way of explaining it. We are aware that this person must have an open mind, because some other people coming from the cultural background may not accept it. It means cultural background doesn't necessitate that a person must follow it. So there must be a free choice. In order to believe, we must choose to confirm that the universe is witnessing to its creator. And then we must go along with the revelation, because revelation also supports this idea, provides further evidences for it, and educates human psychology, human feelings, according to the purpose they believe it in. So there is a harmony between what the universe says, what human feelings say, and what the revelation says. Revelation is a teacher, is a trainer. It teaches us how to utilize our conclusions. For example, I say, there must be a creator. Okay, so what? Revelation comes and says that this creator has created you for this and these purposes. Think about it within your own self, and living or being created within this universe, you see that the harmony between what your senses say, what the universe really reveals through its signs, and what the revelation says you have to benefit it from this way or another way. They work harmoniously with each other. That is why belief is not the opposite of disbelief. Disbelief is completely preconceived, decided attitude that I will definitely reject belief, and I won't accept, I will not accept any creator about me. I happen to be myself. That is what I feel free in this way. Whereas the belief is not just opposite of it. No, belief must be as a result of open-mindedness and saying that, let me see if it makes sense, I will confirm it. If it doesn't make sense, I will reject it. Let me see. And then start seeing the universe, start seeing his own qualities, human qualities, and listening to the revelation, see the harmony if they, among them. If they keep this harmony, they will say, okay, here I am. I accept this, but it makes sense. It is completely consistent within themselves, my human qualities, the universe, and the revelation. It makes sense. The prophetic messages, yeah, I understand this. Belief, again, not the opposite of disbelief. That is a very severe, mistaken idea, prevalent almost in the world. People don't realize it. It doesn't mean that people don't have any open-mindedness. Yes, they have, but the way they present their religion doesn't have this open-mindedness background. That is very important. And this verse, actually, it's, I don't know how could I explain it, how important this message is. وَمَا تُغْنِي الْآيَاتُ وَالنُّذُرُ عَنْ قَوْمٍ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. It's a perfect way of analyzing human psychology. It is shocking for me that we are really not very much aware of the value of this revelation, disclosing, deciphering our reality, our nature. Okay, the time is really 10 minutes up. I lost my concept of time. I'm sorry if there is no one who wants to add anything, say or ask. I will just stop here. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Although the clocks are going to be changed now, now not anymore summer savings in the United States. So we will have this class again at 7 o'clock. I think everybody has some sort of arrangement for their life, something to do with the new clock now, because we don't change the job or school assignments, etc., according to the time, but we just adjust ourselves to the change of clock. Clock changes, time doesn't change, the clock changes. So inshallah, next week at 7 o'clock p.m. again, if you have a concern that no, we will have it a bit earlier, or so I am open to this, but it must be majority's idea. So let me stop the recording, live streaming. Afterwards, you can make suggestions and we can talk, inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.